I cheated with my stepdaughter, and I'm terrified my wife will find out. I know this situation sounds awful, and trust me, I'm feeling completely lost and terrified. I'm posting here because I genuinely don't know what to do and need some outside perspective. For starters, my name is Kyle, fake name, I'm 34M, and I've been with my wife Allison, 35F, for 3 years now. We got married a little over a year ago, and I thought things were going really well. Allison has a daughter, Michaela, 19F, who she had when she was very young. Michaela's biological father hasn't been in her life, so when I entered the picture, I figured I'd take a supportive, friendly approach rather than trying to push any sort of father figure role on her. Over time, Michaela and I grew closer, but it was more of a friend's dynamic. After Allison and I married, I noticed Michaela started acting a bit cold towards me. She'd avoid eye contact, barely spoke to me, and seemed distant. I brushed it off, thinking maybe it was just the adjustment to our new family dynamic or some typical teenage phase. But last week, things took a turn I couldn't have predicted. Allison went out for brunch with friends, so it was just me and Michaela at home. Out of nowhere, Michaela came into my bedroom and, without saying anything, undressed in front of me. She told me she had feelings for me and confessed that the distance between us was because of how hard it was for her to see me marry her mother. She said she couldn't keep it inside anymore. I was absolutely shocked and didn't know how to respond. I should have told her to leave, I know that. I should have set a boundary or at least had a serious talk with her. But in that moment, seeing how open and vulnerable she was, I just froze. One thing led to another, and we ended up being intimate. Now, looking back, I can't believe I let it happen. After it was over, the reality hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt sick with guilt and terrified of what Allison would say if she found out. I tried to cover it up by cleaning up, changing the sheets, and pretending everything was normal when Allison got home. Michaela, on the other hand, didn't seem fazed. Since that day, she's been avoiding me except when her mom is gone, which only adds to the tension. Now, I'm stuck in this mess and feel like I have no way out. I know I messed up, but I don't know if I should come clean to Allison or try to keep it buried. I don't want to hurt her, and I don't want to ruin our marriage. But I also don't know if I can live with the guilt and the fear of her finding out. I'm completely lost. Should I confess everything to my wife? Or should I try to move past it and hope it doesn't come out? Any advice on how to handle this would be appreciated, even if it's hard to hear. After my first post, I took some time to reflect on the whole situation, trying to make sense of it. But things have only become more confusing, and I feel like I'm in a deeper mess than I was before. I genuinely don't know how to handle any of this. A few days after the incident, Michaela came to me when her mom wasn't around and started acting affectionate, almost like nothing was wrong. She didn't seem bothered by what happened at all, which only made me more nervous. She even made comments hinting that she thought it was okay for us to continue, like it was our secret. I tried to tell her that what happened wasn't right, and that it couldn't happen again, but she brushed it off, saying she'd wait until I came around. This behavior has me terrified. She's acting completely unfazed and doesn't seem to realize or care how serious this is. It's almost as if she's ignoring the fact that this could destroy our family if Allison found out. Meanwhile, the guilt is eating away at me, and I can't focus on anything else. Now I'm scared Michaela might tell someone, either out of frustration or by accident. Or even worse, I'm worried she could use it against me if things don't go the way she wants. I've tried to distance myself and act normal, but it feels impossible. Allison has started noticing that I seem off, and she's been asking if everything's okay. But I don't even know what to say without raising suspicions. I'm constantly on edge, feeling like this could all blow up at any second. I know I should have the courage to tell Allison, but every time I think about it, I panic, imagining her reaction and the heartbreak it would cause. Should I be doing something different here? Is there any way to fix this without ruining everything? I'm feeling trapped and desperate for a way out, but I don't know where to turn. Since my last update, things have spiraled even further. Allison has become more suspicious, and it's clear she knows something is off even if she doesn't know what. She's been asking more questions, and I've caught her watching me closely, like she's trying to piece something together. Michaela, on the other hand, is still acting like everything is normal between us when her mom's not around. She doesn't seem to understand that I'm terrified about the possibility of this coming out, or she doesn't care. I've tried to put more distance between us, hoping to create a sense of normalcy, but the tension in our home has become unbearable. Last night, Allison confronted me, saying she could tell I was hiding something. I tried to brush it off, but I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. The stress is eating away at me, and the guilt is almost unbearable. I keep replaying that day in my head, wishing I'd acted differently, wondering how I let things get so out of control. At this point, I'm terrified that if I don't confess, Allison will find out on her own, and the fallout could be even worse. But I'm also scared that if I do come clean, I'll lose everything: my marriage, my home, and any sense of trust I had with Allison. Is there any way to handle this without completely shattering my marriage? Or am I fooling myself in thinking this secret won't come out eventually? Any advice would be appreciated.